What's up, Fox Lane? Welcome to another week of distance learning, week number 2. Great job last week. I saw all your work coming in and your comments on Google Classroom. Let's keep it up this week. Today we're going to be talking about types of clouds and cloud formation. Basically, here's the characteristics that goes into naming a cloud. It's pretty simple. It's just the shape of the cloud and if the cloud has some precipitation coming from it. Color of the cloud does not matter because those are variables from things like sunsets or sunrises that will change the actual color. Um, when clouds are a little bit heavier from precipitation, they will look a little bit darker, but once it precipitates, that's when the cloud name changes. So there are three main types of clouds. Here's the three: stratus, cumulus, and cirrus. Those are the three kind of foundations of a cloud. Stratus clouds are going to be very low and flat. You can see it down here. It is very flat. Now, this is actually a smaller stratus cloud. These things will take up the entire sky, mostly for the region. Again, these are going to be lower to the ground. When I think of a stratus cloud, I think of November for some reason. November has looks kind of dark and gray and dreary. That's going to be most likely a stratus cloud. You'll be able to see outside with sunlight that kind of goes through this cloud, but it is going to have a gray sky for maybe a day or two. That's how big these clouds and how slow these clouds can move. So stratus clouds, they're kind of like a blanket. They're very thin, flat, kind of like a pancake. These are smaller stratus clouds that I'm picturing here, but I just wanted to see how thin, if you look at the background here, how thin these things are. And these would be closer to your ground. These are the more famous types of cloud. This is the one you probably did in kindergarten. Um, your little arts and crafts class. Look how cute you guys were back in the day when you took that cotton ball and you put it right onto a piece of construction paper. Well, those are actually called cumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds are the big, fluffy ones. They're the ones that when I was a kid, I used to say, hey, that looks like a dog or something like that. That's going to be your cumulus clouds. These things are going to look like marshmallows. Probably at one point thought that you can, or cotton candy, that you'd be able to bounce off of these. For the most part, these are going to be the things that most people are going to be drawing when they're drawing a cloud. You would be able to go right through this. Airplanes fly right through this. It's just condensed water vapor. You wouldn't even know. I mean, if a plane was going through it, you feel a little turbulence because it is more dense. But these are very puffy clouds. And the picture I'm showing right now is a fair weather cloud. But these things can turn into rain clouds as well. Same thing with stratus clouds. And these are our last type of cloud that is different as a foundation, and they're called cirrus clouds, and they're basically very thin, very wispy. They are um, very high clouds. They're up more in the atmosphere. These do not and cannot produce um, any type of precipitation. And what happens is they're a little bit higher in the atmosphere. Um, all of these are going to be in the troposphere still, but these are a little bit higher, so the air, uh, the wind is pulling them apart. And you could see in this particular picture that all of the air and wind is pushing in this direction, and it's taking the base cloud and is kind of pulling it out. It basically looks like you took that cotton ball and you started stretching it apart to get to like the grains of that cotton. That's what a cirrus clouds are. So those are the three main types of clouds. Just to recap, you have a stratus cloud, very thin, okay. A cumulus cloud, very puffy, and then a cirrus cloud, which is basically pulled apart by the wind. Now, see this word NIM, okay, NIMB, NIM, that means rain or precipitation. So what you do here is you take the base cloud, which is stratus, okay, that's this cloud, and then once this cloud begins to rain, snow, etc., okay, whenever it starts to rain and form precipitation, it then gets renamed into a nimbostratus cloud. This could be an all-day snow event. This could be an all-day rain event. It could be a multiple-day rain event. It could be a 2-hour rain event. So once it begins to rain, it then becomes called as a nimbostratus cloud. So it's kind of like a second level cloud. It's still low, but I mean, it's just it's the stratus cloud that now has turned into a nimbostratus cloud, and you can see kind of some of the rain in the background. So now this particular cloud, very thin, very flat. Again, you would be able to kind of see around. So our next cloud is a cumulonimbus cloud. So this is the big guy. All right, this is the one that makes everyone stressed out. This is your rain cloud. This is also known as an anvil top cloud, because what happens is this cloud has gotten so high up in our atmosphere that's actually beginning to get to our next level of our atmosphere called the stratosphere, and it can't get there because the way that the air moves, so it flattens it out and it produces what we call an anvil top. This is your thunderstorm cloud. This is when it gets really, really dark outside and then it begins to absolutely pour. These things can cause tornadoes. These things are extremely violent, but pretty quick. We're talking about 40 to 45 minute super aggressive storms that you want to be inside for. You don't want to be outside. In a nimbostratus cloud, you could kind of be, uh, you don't want to be outside because it's raining, but there's really nothing really violent about these. It's just kind of like that all day, kind of dreary um, storm. This is like, go inside, all right, because cumulonimbus clouds, since they're so tall, they have so much air pushing this cloud up that it could produce hail up here. That's why hail happens in the summer, because up here it's much colder in our atmosphere. So it freezes the rain, even though it could be on the ground, it could be 90 degrees. Up here, it won't be. And that little hail drop or that raindrop freezes, becomes ice pellets, and then could fall all the way down. So these are going to be your thunderstorm clouds. See the word NIMB? It's right in here. Okay, NIMB. So this is your cumulus cloud. That's this cloud, but air has now pushed this cloud up. Okay, so air has come in and has pushed this cloud up, and now has become known as a cumulonimbus cloud. This is precipitation because it has NIMB. Okay, so cumulonimbus cloud. And those really are the five that if you knew, you could get by. Stratus cloud is very thin, very low, um, kind of like a blanket. Cumulus cloud is very puffy, cotton candy, marshmallow-like. Cirrus cloud is very pulled, kind of wispy, feathery. Nimbostratus cloud, a rain cloud that is very flat, um, and it's going to produce maybe rain for a day or two. Cumulonimbus cloud, this is going to be your heavier precipitations, your thunderstorms, but probably only last about 45 minutes or so. And you can do things like so. I'm not going to go into these too much, but if you want to, I'm going to send this out in the PowerPoint. What this is an alto cumulus. Um, Alto. I don't know if you're into music or anything like that, or I don't even know if this is the correct term, but these are going to be cumulus clouds that are higher up in our atmosphere. Still in the troposphere, but higher up than this cumulus cloud. See how they're kind of puffy, but they're higher up in the atmosphere, so the wind kind of pulls them apart. Don't need to really focus on any of this stuff. Same thing with this alto stratus. It's alto, it's a stratus cloud, it's very flat, that's got pulled up, and you can see that the wind is now having more of an effect. It kind of looks like something's rolling over this. So it's this flat cloud, but it's higher up. So again, it's the foundation of the stratus cloud, but it's just higher up and pulled apart more. And then you have different types of clouds that are kind of like a cirrus cloud and a stratus cloud kind of rolled into one. So the word cirrostratus comes from that. It is pulled apart. Your base stratus cloud that has now gone higher up and is being pulled apart like a cirrus cloud. Um, so here's what I want you to do. We have clouds out today, or depending on when you are um, doing this, or when you're reviewing this, I would like you to comment in the Google Classroom what cloud is outside right now. I want you to put the time that you were listening to this. So you could say it is 9 a.m. in the morning, give the date, and then tell me what cloud you think it is outside. I'll try to comment. And if there's no clouds, or if you want to comment on this one outside, on the name of this cloud that I have on the picture, you could do that as well. So if you don't know what cloud's outside today, you can tell me what cloud is the one that I have left off on the PowerPoint presentation. So tell me the cloud outside today is, or the cloud on the presentation is. They're not exactly the same cloud, the one that's outside and the picture that I'm showing you, just because I'm not exactly sure when you're going to be listening to this. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. It's good to at least get back on here. I'm going to be putting a Google Meet, so at least we could do some type of video conference, probably tomorrow or the next day. If you have questions, I'll be on Hangouts. And if you need anything else, let me know, and hopefully everything's going well.